Alright, so in this video we are going to ride with the 1992 FXR. Let's check it out. Alright, what's going on YouTube? BK Low is back in the building. As you can see, we are out here in the suburbs making plenty of noise, and got some familiar faces here if you've been following the channel. Got my main man Retro Jones in the building. Got my main man Vongasflat in the building. And we are out. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, been trying to get a ride in with Retro Jones for quite a while. And yeah, we're finally making it happen. As you can see, he's rocking that 1992 Public Enemy FXR. There's nothing like it. And of course, my main man Vongasflat in the building. You know, you've seen him in my videos. Whenever I post rides where he comes through with that bike, I always get a lot of comments, and I think everyone hands down knows that that bike is usually the best in show with whatever event we're at. But yeah, you know, I threw up some clips in the beginning. I hope you like with what he's working with. And his story of how he got that FXR is pretty crazy. He actually got it from a pawn shop in Baldwin, which is a town out here in Long Island. And I don't want to give like too many of the numbers, but you know, he got it pretty low mileage for a pretty crazy price. So shout out to him, man. I think he got that bike in 2016. And it's cool to ride, it's cool to finally get an official ride in with Retro Jones, aka the Velvet Killer, because we've been trying to ride for years, man. The cool thing about him is if you go all the way back to my first video as a motovlogger, he's like one of the first people to leave me a comment. You know, which is, you know, it means a lot to me that, you know, I had just bought my Lowrider S in 2016. He was already in the game, you know, he just got his FXR, I think one of two that he had. And it was just cool to, like, you know, have the support from someone who's been around for a while pretty early on, you know. So I appreciate that he's been supporting my channel since the very beginning and continues to do so. So yeah, you know, you've seen his bike around in different events that I've covered, First MFG, all sorts of things. And yeah, man, that we have here in New York City, man, we have a lot of love for that bike. Everyone knows it when they see it, especially in the FXR scene, which is like, you have the Dyna scene, right? But then you have the guys who are just that much cooler on these old FXRs doing really cool things with it. Like Pat from First MFG, FXR Wilson's got a really cool one, Blade Brown over on Instagram. There's like a really cool FXR scene here in New York. So yeah, man, thing is just out of control, and as you can see, there's a lot going on with that thing. You know, he had that that bike didn't come with that FXRT fairing. He actually had that custom installed over at SL Cycles. Alex, as you can see, put some extra reinforcements on it. You know, did a really good job on the bike. I think most, if not all, of the work he's done to that bike has been through SL Cycles out in Queens. Really dope shop, worth checking out. You know, I've gone by before. They've been super cool to me. Gave me a tour and whatnot. And yeah, you know, you can see he's got like a pretty dope setup with that bike, you know. He's rocking Brembo brakes, you know, he's rocking a 111 rebuilt SNS motor. So yeah, he's got a lot going on with that bike, you know. And it's funny because, like, when he bought it I gotta get him to send me a picture of that bike, because when he bought it, you know, it was like, it had a purple paint job. It looked nothing like it looks now, and it really went through a transformation. Sorry to Bongus Flop, man. I just like waved these guys forward, didn't tell them where we're going or anything. But I thought we would just do some like North Shore back roads, so that's what we're doing. That's one way to keep things interesting, is just wave your friends forward and just don't give any direction of where we're going. Yo, you could just keep going straight. Yeah. Of course, we got Bongus Flop with one of the cleanest FXDLSs out here in New York City, or should I say Long Island, but we're coming from New York City. And yeah, man. But yeah, he's got quite a few things going on with that bike. You know, custom paint job, whole bunch of stuff. If you grew up in New York like me, then you probably might be a Public Enemy fan. That's definitely music that I grew up on. So when I first met him and I saw that he had that Public Enemy reference on that bike, I was really excited. Major shout out to Public Enemy, man. Don't believe the hype, fight the power. All the classics, man, all the classics. Most people think that they're just from the city, but a lot of the group members actually come from Freeport, Long Island, which is pretty cool. But yeah, man, Public Enemy #1 FXR right there. You cannot beat it. Yeah, if you're wondering about his exhaust, it looks like he's running a Bassani 2-in-1 on there. But yeah, as you can see, you know, there's just a lot going on. He's got speakers installed into that RWD fairing. He's got the gauge relocation. Looks like he's got the Lucky 13 bars. You know, I don't really know what else there is for him to do with that bike. You know, he's got a lot done already. 90 degrees, but does it feel good to be out here with good friends right now? And you guys know me, it's like very rare these days that I'm squidding like I am right now. But this was a day where I was like, I really just want to feel the sun on my skin. It's not even just to be cooler or anything, or I just really wanted to get the sun today, and I accept the risk. And 90% of the time, I'm not squidding like this, so I don't want to set a bad example out there for the kids, but today we are squidding. But yeah, what I'm gonna do in the future is, once I can get a proper mic set up for these types of videos, is I'm gonna do like more of a walk around style video where, you know, he could show us exactly what he's working with, give us some numbers, give us some specific parts more than I gave you here, just to let the people know what's going on, man. So that should come up at some point, because, you know, I could only tell you so much about his bike just looking at it. You know, I think he's got to be the one to really tell us what we need to know about it. So yeah, man, major shout out to the Velvet Killer, aka Retro Jones. Do yourself a favor, go follow him on Instagram today. Check out what he's posting. You know, he's got really awesome content on there. If you want to see more of this bike that he's running, definitely check it out on there. It's not his only bike. He's got another FXR, and he's got this really dope chopper that was done by SL Cycles, known as the You Lose bike, because that's probably what you'd be saying to the person who tries to race it, I could assume. So yeah, again, check him out on Instagram. That is Retro Jones, and on YouTube, he is the Velvet Killer. Thank you for all the support over the years, man. Really looking forward to doing more rides like this, you know? We got all summer. And as always, you know, you see him in a bunch of my videos and content. Shout out to my main man, Fungus Flawed, as well. We've been getting a lot of solid rides in. Just gonna keep it going. And of course, follow him on Instagram as well. 06 is running good, no breakdowns so far. That's the running joke, because, you know, I've only been riding with Fungus Flawed up here for maybe about a month and a half now, and he's been with me for several breakdowns. So I told him, no breakdowns today, no breakdowns today. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed. So yep, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed some really dope bikes. And if you want more, check out my next video, because I'll continue this ride on the next one. If you want to see what we get into out here on these little back roads. But as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there. Stay low. And of course, above all, listen to the bad brains. Positive mental attitude, always. Now more than ever. And BK Low is out.